Hello everybody, and welcome to a very unscripted tour of something I haven't shown until now, being my Steam and Steel Railroad, named Big Thunder Mountain. If I sound a little funny, don't worry, I'm not a clown, it's just my bad laptop microphone. Anyways, today's journey will be delivering cordwood to the tannery. Our tour will be guided by yours truly, and the engine we'll be driving is engine number 2, known as Steady Eddie, but you probably know that by now by the tender, unless you can't see. Well, that intro was a pain, yeah. Anyways, stop number 1 on this trip is actually right here at the depot. This is where it all began with engine number 1 right there. As you can see, it's kind of grown quite a lot with the Roundhouse, which actually right there used to be the train works. Anyways, let's get this journey underway. So a little bit about this locomotive is the fact that, well, it actually has a brake fan. The reason why I put it there is just because, well, this engine's really weak. It's the cheapest one in the game. So I gave it a brake fan to help it stop. Turn on the volume so you can actually hear me. Learned that from my Christmas video. Anyways, coming around the bend, you'll see the forest camp. This actually has 2 loading areas, although the first one I put in might actually get removed just for the sake of it just doesn't get used. Anyways, if you were to turn right here, which we won't, but we're on the way back, you would go to the mine I literally can't pronounce for the life of me. So in this journey, we will continue one way, turn around, and then head back the other way, and we might stop at some of the branch lines, like the one that goes to the quarry, which name I can't pronounce. Anyways, coming up here is the lumber mill. This is actually probably one of the most important industries in the entire game. I swear, every industry needs lumber. Oh wait, look, the train works. That's really helpful. Makes everything cheaper in life. Anyways, coming through the tunnel, you see why I named it after a roller coaster. Because right here we'll pick up tons of speed. Luckily, I came back here and I did flip the switch to go to the quarry. Actually, the reason why I picked Steady Eddie is because, well, he didn't really get to be used much. I didn't know how to drive the train, so I always thought Steady Eddie was just sucked, but no, it's actually pretty good. Anyways, coming up this giant spiral, you'll see the large lad, number 7. I put him here just to help trains get up this really, really hard spiral, which I don't really even know if Steady Eddie can handle. We'll find out. No, come on. And the answer is no! You can probably see why. Well, anyways, I told you this tour unscripted. Let's get the large lad. Yeah, a little story about when I was coming down here. Wait, was it engine number 8 or 9? Nah, it was 9. Basically, engine number 9 of my railroad, well, basically, I guess you could say he went spiraling down here. As, you know, he lost control and, well, the siding was set to straight and, well, he collided with the large lad and they both flew off the edge. Don't know why I'm mentioning this. Come on. Nearly there. No. Well, as you can see, I actually fell from the engine after I gave up using the large lad, and he is on the way train. Ugh. Okay. So continuing our tour at a lot slower pace, and apparently a lot slower talking, so you can understand me. Over there was a little branch to go to the coal mine. The coal mine is used for the... Was it iron mine or ironworks? Well, the two. Anyways, we'll actually see our destination coming up here. So turning left at the switch here. Here's the tannery. Now I really should learn to slow down more, as I have, well, one too many times have trains flew off this last bend right here. You can see why I gave Steady Eddie a brake van. Up. That doesn't matter. Anyways, as it continues to unload from an absurdly far distance, we'll start heading our way to the ironworks. Alright, made to the ironworks. Now, I really should be setting these points before I do these types of videos, but anyways, here's the ironworks. As you can see, I've kind of made a mess of the yard, trying to put everything in order, because of just how much this thing needs, but it's all worth it in the end. Good money. That's all that matters in life. Good money. Anyways, coming up here is the second forest camp. Why we needed two? I don't know. It was just there. Now this switch here was actually... Now this switch... forget it. Anyways, coming down here, which I should really be going slower, is the... Oh, wait, no, this would be the third spiral, right? In which I don't know if Steady A is going to slow down or if he's going to fly off the edge, so I'm going to... oh, God. I am such a good train driver. Ooh. As we come to... So here's the iron mine. Now, it wasn't due to my horrible driving skills. I am a great, perfect driver with no problems at all. I totally know how to drive all my engines. It was due to the bad track work by someone that we had a little slight problems. Where the second flat car went? What second flat car? There was only one. Totally wasn't the second one that flew off because I was a bad driver. Coming up ahead, there's a flat car that somebody left behind. Couldn't have been me. And we can just leave it. That's someone else's problem. Okay, anyways, getting back on track, pun intended, we'll start heading away from the second forest camp that we, for some reason, have. And for this leg of the journey, we'll be taking the, oh yeah, the right side of the tracks, and we'll be taking all the little spurs and branch lines. Okay, when I say the little spurs and branch lines, I don't mean like every single one, like the coal mine, like, because, you know, if we do that, then we'll just be facing backwards. There's no point in doing that. Probably couldn't hear a word I said, but, really to understand, but, anyways, here we go down a spiral in which I thought I would learn my lesson by now, in which to slow down on these types of things, but, I guess not, so we're, probably gonna crash. Yeah, we are. I really shouldn't break up on this thing. Oh. I don't know. Okay, so, anyways, coming back here after a small accident, you can see Steady Eddie has gone out of service for mysterious reasons. I'm a great train driver. Anyways, here you get to see the large lad in some real action here. Anyways, like I said before, we are going to be taking the right track. And let me turn Steady Eddie's brakes off, so that way he stops making that like squealing sound. Now, oh god. And we're fine. Okay, so completely ignoring that, we'll be taking the trek or the spiral down to the quarry. This is actually the first spiral I made. Fun fact about it, I originally tried to make a spiral, then failed, in which I created a ramp that was way too steep, so all the ends were sent flying off of it. Then my second attempt, it was literally just from the lumber mill straight to the quarry, like right through the mountains and everything. I think it'll be fine. So as we continue down here to the successful spiral, that is not going to cause any derailments, since I am a great train driver, we'll just be coming around down here and heading to the machine shop. Okay, now I have to go. Oh god. Okay, phew. So we did derail. Since I am a great train driver, we're coming around this little loop, which I'm actually very thankful I added, as, you know, you don't have to, you know, go forward, back up, and reverse, and it's just like, you know, it just removes all the hassle. Actually, a little fun fact about this short line we're going on. This is where Steady Eddie was originally going to work. But, you know, then like bigger and stronger trains came, and so we just kind of, you know, replaced them. So we have made it to the machine shop, surprisingly in one piece. So, I don't remember that track being there. Oh, that's right. So, fun fact about that little tunnel on piece of track. It was just due to, like, how long the trains were getting, because I was getting so rich and the trains were getting mighty long. So, yeah, it's not really too much to see here. So, anyways, back the other way. Okay, so Steady Eddie is all fixed up now and back at the track, as we leave the large lab behind. Let's pick up speed. Actually, as we pick up speed, fun fact about this little second track here, well, it's not that little, it kind of goes through the entire railway, and Steady Eddie gets stuck. I'm gonna have to push. Okay, so, fun fact about the second track that we're on, it was originally meant to be a slow-paced tramway for trams to run on. That's actually why I have engine number 6 being a tram named Lizzie. But of course, I actually found out that the second track was more reliable than the first one. So, it kind of became like a high-speed part, like a roller coaster. Thus the name being based off a roller coaster. And it's a runaway train again. No. Oh, no. No. Wait, come back. Come back. No, oh my god. Ay. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm not a very good train driver. Well, since we have the brake van, we may as well just check out the thing mine. The boxy? The bauxite? I never knew how to pronounce that. Anyways, as we come up here in the brake van of Steady Eddie, which has no name, this is a very short line of track, and at the end there's a very steep grade, in which I was never really able to complete that since I'm too lazy. Multiple engines have sometimes tried and failed to get back up the grade. Luckily, since we're utilizing a glitch to luckily, since I cannot talk today, jeez. Luckily, since we're utilizing a glitch of the brake van, we could easily make it back up and down this hill whenever we feel like it. I am a great train driver. Anyways, there's not too much to see here, which I don't even know why I'm mentioning this in the tour, so we'll just head back the other way. Maybe we'll find Steady Eddie. Anyways, getting an engine that I know won't run away on me, we'll continue back to the, to the slaughterhouse. I forgot to mention the farm. Yeah, well. Alright, so getting an engine I know that actually works. I actually show you real quickly tender number 1. And which the purpose of that tender, which is not no clipping through the ground, which that was weird, is basically to help the tank engines. Because tender engines actually work on tank engines. Actually, no, tenders work on tank engines. That's the right way to say it. Basically, instead of just having like a big tender engine, which has to have a tender all the time, and it can be very hard to reach some of the switches, I just decided to, like, just hook up a tender to the train, so if the tank engine needs to go a little further, just pop a tender on it. Alright, we've come to the big spiral of gloom and doom. Otherwise known as the spiral to get to the iron mine. Also, I can't find steady yet. Oh my god, he actually made it there. Huh. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Steady Eddie, so eager, made it here before us. I wonder how. Anyways, that concludes the tour of all the train tracks and stuff. Whoa. Now let's try to get back to the Roundhouse and introduce you to all the engines properly. And not just by number, but by name. Let me just get engine number 1 help. Hey, no, to help, not run away. Okay. No, that's enough. Okay, so as we come to the Roundhouse, you'll see many different engines. You already met the large lad, but well, I may as well introduce you to the rest. A better place to start than our first engine. Little engine. Because it's, well, little as an engine. Skipping number 2 since we've been riding in him, we head to number 3, Harrison. This was finally a heavier engine that could haul the loads. And going to number 4, Puffing Peter, is the 440, and it's the fastest engine on the railroad, and his trusty tender car Terry. Anyways, here we have number 5, Lizzie, a small purple little tram engine which was meant for the second line, but ended up getting turned into a high-speed roller coaster. And we have our trusty coach with no name. Wait, who's number 6? Oh shoot, who was number 6? That's fine. Anyways, moving to the grand behemoth in the middle of the turntable is engine number 8, Powerhouse. Most expensive and powerful engine in the game. Everybody wants this engine. Surprisingly, I actually got it fairly quickly because I hooked up to the machine shop rather quickly than anything else. And so, with that concludes the tour of my Steam and Steel Railway. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'm actually planning to start a series starting a new one. I didn't really get to show off every single little different thing, but well, that's okay. But as long as something makes you happy, that's okay. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, everybody. As we start our journey, we... shoot. That concludes the tour of, well, my Steam and Steel Railway. Where'd I go? And well, that concludes the tour of all... I'm a ghost. That concludes the tour of all of our...